So first, I'd like to request participant number 1, and she is from class 12, Arghya Patnaik. Arghya, please introduce yourself very briefly. First, put on your camera, brief introduction, then you can start your speech.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, may I start?
First, to introduce yourself.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Good afternoon, revered judges and my dear friends. This is Arghya Patnaik. I'm from Standard 12A and I'm here to deliver my speech on the topic Reading makes a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man.
Okay.
Reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. Therefore, if a man write a little, he had need have a great. If he confer a little, he had need have a present wit. And if he reads little, he had need have much cunning, so that in order to seem to know that he doth know. Therefore, these are the words spoken by the great English philosopher Sir Francis Bacon, and no truer words have been ever said than these. Good evening once again, all. This is Arghya Patnaik, and I'm here to deliver the speech on this topic. Now, how many of us love reading? Well, obviously, almost half the majority present here. Now, the main question arises: how many of us are into an habit of reading daily? Well, now here comes the displeasement. We read as a hobby, but not as a habit. There is no work more soothing than holding a primer in a book, going through its pages, and reading it with a large cup of warm coffee. Reading is that ability that transports a reader into a whole new world with new ideas, new cultures, and new livelihood. Reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. We have a world nowadays full of technology, a world full of technical savvy. People, especially the youngsters, prefer being active on social media than indulging themselves in a simpler activity just like reading. Little do they know about the positive impacts that reading renders onto the minds of the readers all around. Lastly, I would like to conclude it by saying that there is no work more stress releasing than reading a book. Reading never fails to nourish our intellectuals and nurture our imaginations. Therefore, it is rightly said that a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. So, hurry up. What are you waiting for? Pull up your socks, grab a book from the shelf, and continue reading. And then see the beauty that reading beholds. Read, and reread till each and every word of the text imprints into all our brain cells. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.
Thank you, Arghya. Thank you so much for delivering your nice speech. Let me just tell the next participant to come and deliver. Alap Nanda. Alap, please unmute and on your video. Yes, Alap, you are visible clearly. You can start. Your sound is not audible, Alap. Alap, you are not audible. Please
so
unmute.
now am I audible?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone, esteemed jury members and teachers and my fellow participants. I am Alapnanda from class 12A, and today, on the occasion of Reading Week, today I'm going to say some words on our topic, reading makes a man full and writing an exact man. We all know that books and all sorts of written scripts are the storehouse of human knowledge and wisdom. The ability of an individual to read something is the key to the repository of such knowledge. When a man doesn't read, it makes him very dull. He loses his sense of proportion. He loses judgments. He has no sense of judgments. Then he has no sense of proportion, and also he has no sense of wisdom. True that he learns something from his own life experiences and also from the other human beings around him, but still, it doesn't make his life worth living. But when a man reads extensively, it means that he gets to know more and more about the world. He gets to explore the world. So we can say that reading makes a man full. Writing, on the other hand, is a better mode of communication because it is creative, it is credible, and it is value added. When we read something, we can go mindless. We can read something very mindlessly, but we cannot go very erratic when we write something because writing demands a specific thought process. Writing demands the writer to be very much into the topic. Writing demands patience too. It also demands the writer to be very consistent about what he thinks and also what he really needs to communicate to the readers. Writing makes a mind full of expression, keeping aside all sorts of residuals like the weakness and also the ignorances. A piece of writing undoubtedly is the replica of what the writer thinks. When we go to compare between reading and writing, so we can say that writing is a better mode of communication because it is structured, it is permanent, both in content and in context wise. Since all this, it entails the writer to be very like to the point and to be very restrained of what he really needs to communicate. With this, we can say that writing makes an exact man. So with this, I go to conclude that reading makes a man full and writing an exact man. Thank you.
Thank you, Alaf. Thank you so much for your nice speech. Okay, we have completed the second number of participants. Now, I would like to request Chinmay Sri Nanda. Chinmay, please on your video and unmute. Chinmay Sri Nanda.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So may I start?
Yes, you can start.
The fittest survive, the fittest prevail. In the wild, to survive, an animal needs to be fit or have to be a powerful one. While in society, one needs to be witty in order to make his presence marked. Good evening, everyone. This is Shinmashi Nanda of class 11B, and I am here to present a few words upon the given topic. Reading makes a full man, writing an exact one. We humans, we humans are the only painting or the only art of the Almighty in the canvas of the world who are painted with the colors of knowledge. This knowledge helps us to distinguish between what's right and what's wrong, and hence making us the most unique species in this world. But from where did we get this all knowledge? Yes, of course, these are all experiences and all experiences which speak out in our day-to-day life and how we handle different situations. Reading helps us gain this knowledge, and of course, the books which are anonymous source of the knowledge help also in this process. Reading helps us gain that knowledge of the correct know-how of how to deal with the world, and the habit of reading, when inculcated in one's life, becomes a key in opening the doors of the treasure of knowledge in the world. This knowledge can shape up one's dimension, can give shape up or give dimensions in one's life. Now, Now, by reading, one gains knowledge. Of course, it's correct, but only if we don't read mindfully. This knowledge is of no use because we have not interpreted what we have read. We need that knowledge in order to deal with the different situations. We know what the situation we are going to face, but we don't know how to react to it. And hence, here is what the lacuna comes. And the dealing capacity of every individual is different, of course. And this knowledge, when given a correct shape, helps us give to that dimension or helps us to handle that different situations. And hence, we can, if we deal correctly different situations, our presence can be marked in different spheres of our life. Dealing.
Okay, Chinmayasri, your time is off. Already you crossed 3 minutes. Thank you so much for your nice speech on the topic. Reading makes a man fool, writing an exact man. In the meantime, we will go to the next participant after Chinmayasri Nanda, and she is Shreya Sudesna Satpathy. Shreya, please unmute and on your video.
Yes, sir. A very good evening to all the respected dignitaries, teachers, and my dear friends.
You are
I'm
not
Shreya
visible. Now you are visible. Fine. Now you are visible.
Sir, am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yes, yes, audible.
Okay, sir. A very good evening, all the respected.
Shreya, your class is 11 or 12?
Sir, 11.
11. Okay, very good. Start now.
Okay, sir. A very good evening to all the respected dignitaries, teachers, and my dear friends. I'm Shreya Sudeshna Satpathy of Standard 11A, going to present my limited knowledge on the topic, Reading Makes a Man Full, Writing an Exact Man. So, as we're celebrating the Reading Week today, I would like to start my oration with a small excerpt. Reading is the gateway skill that makes all other learning possible, and writing is only reading that makes it double. In today's time, none of us can imagine our lives without the ability to read and write. Perhaps it's just because we have been taught so since our childhood. But do we really know how important it is? To start on a simple note, our imagination is what makes us humans, not just flesh, bones, and blood. Without imagination, we'd be just as inanimate as the objects around us. Reading stimulates our brain, boosting our imagination as well as awareness. An avid reader is familiar with history and significant events of the past, which otherwise would have been ignored or not read by the person. Scientists have proven that reading boosts cognitive function, thereby making us smarter. Reading is to the mind how exercise is to the body, important for its fitness. But at the same time, we must not forget that reading without writing is just like food without nutrients. Now, since we are living in the 21st century, we have got the benefit to make ourselves aware of the combined benefits of reading and writing. According to recent studies, writing not only helps in concretization of existing knowledge, but also in empowering over the weakest area of knowledge. By writing, a person can give a metaphorical representation of his or her mind. But what is astonishing here is that humans have realized it a long time ago. Nearly around the 9th century, when people used to engrave their knowledge on palm leaves using pointed objects, the sole purpose was to print it in their minds. The tales of Gurukuls and ancient Vedic ashramas also point towards the same direction. So, putting it into a nutshell, one can say that if reading is a river of depth one dives into, writing is the bank one looks up to. Thus, I would like to end my speech with a proverb which is quite famous locally, which says, if what we listen is X, when we read it, it becomes 100X, and when we write it, it becomes 1000X. It goes into deep cut text in our brain, less likely to be forgotten, but stored for lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya, for the nice speech you delivered today. So we have come to the last participant now, and the participant name is Tamanna Nayak, 11A section. Tamanna, please unmute. And on your video, Tamanna.
So am I audible now?
Yes, audible.
So as the topic given today, reading makes a full man, writing an exact man. This exact topic is a very gracious extraction from the quote of Francis Bacon, Sir Francis Bacon, who said, reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. With this very portentous thought in mind, I am Tamanna from Standard 11. Wish a very good evening to all the beloved judges together celebrating this intellectual week. Now, writing and reading decreases our sense of isolation. They deepen, widen, and expand our sense of life. They feed on our very soul. Writers have that ability to make the readers shed tears, laugh about themselves or life, restoring their buoyancy. Buoyancy, uplifting their life. It's just like singing on a boat during a terrible storm at the sea. Of course, we cannot stop the raging storm, but we can obviously uplift our spirit by singing with all the people together on the ship. Now, who are these people on the ship? They are no one but writers and readers themselves. Just like any other relationship in the world, existing in the world, there is a sublime connection between these two people also. Now, for this connection, there is a need of source. And this source comes from the emotional weaving of words that turns into lines, lines into passages, passages into pages, and pages into a book. Sorry, this is NCERT maths, but a book. Literature comes from books. Books are only a container of every sort of genre and every curse of fantasies that a Homo sapien, that a human being hammers into his life. And being a voracious reader myself, I have experienced many such notable works given by many famous literary persons. One of them being the Harry Potter franchise by Joanne Kathleen Rowling. And till date, it is celebrated all across the world. Youth are so much attracted. Now, telling about a writer who estimates the destination accompanied by the painful journey, where he collects the words, put it into place, and touches the soul of the reader. And reader, being the actual protagonists of the journey, end it with peace. Now, lastly, I want to say writing is one of the most difficult tasks in the world, even more difficult for the writer himself, which is not possible to describe in words. And my God, what an irony, writer puts it in a collection of words. Readers, being the translators of the imaginations and the feelings, are one of the most celebrated doers of this very totipotency of the mind. Totipotency is a scientific word where cells changes to different cells, and mind, where there is these collection of scenes presented by the author in the book. Lastly, according to the topic given to us, the person who conjured both the skills of writing and reading makes himself one master of literature. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tamanna, for the nice speech you delivered today. So in the meantime, we have come to the last participant of today's evening speech competition. And before I go to close this session, not right now, I would be very happy because we have seen today around 5 participants that took interest, they participated very nicely, starting from Arghya Patnaik, Alap Nanda, Chinmay Sri, Shreya Sudeshna, and finally Tamanna Naik. So 11, 12, 2 or 3 children, both of them, they have come. There is a mixed, very good attempt by our children today. But before I go to give my feedback, I'll be very happy if Minati Madam is there with us, one of the judges. Minati Madam, kindly give your valuable feedback for our participants and your observation throughout. Minati Madam.
Good evening to all students. Really many thanks to all of you in this pandemic situation, especially in higher class. Nobody is coming, but you have attended. you have participated, and you have done very well. Okay, you have done very well. So many thanks on behalf of our team. Okay, children. I want to say that yes, it is a very good topic, reading and writing. Without reading and writing, we cannot do anything. Okay. Without reading and writing, we cannot do anything. Reading and writing is very important for us. Okay. Children, you have told so many things. Okay. And many very good points nicely. Okay. Thanks to everybody, and we expect more students will participate in future, and especially you have all of you are told in English. It is very good, but you try to speak in your mother tongue Odia and in Hindi also. Okay, children, many thanks. Now, Ajay sir will say. Okay.
Thank you, Minati Madam, for your valuable feedback. Pushpa Madam is also there on behalf of the Department of Hindi. Let us have her observation and feedback on this occasion. Pushpa Madam?
जी सर थैंक यू हाँ थैंक यू सर सबसे पहले तो मैं यहाँ उपस्थित सभी हमारे कलीग साथियों को और हमारे प्रिय बच्चों को एक शब्द बोलूंगी कि आज नेटवर्क का बहुत प्रॉब्लम था, मैंने देर से ज्वाइन किया, लेकिन फिर भी जब मैं ज्वाइन की तो आराध्या पटनायक जस्ट इसका शुरू होने वाला था, तो मुझे खुशी हुई कि 5 बच्चों ने का मैं सुन सकी। तो सॉरी फॉर लेट, लेकिन मैं अपने आप को लकी समझती हूँ कि इतने अच्छे बच्चों का स्पीच इतना बढ़िया से तरीके से सुनने को मिला। अगर उससे देर होती तो मुझे बहुत अफसोस होता, लेकिन आप लोगों के साथ मैं ज्वाइन की, ये बात मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी। और आप लोगों ने तो इतना अच्छा से कहा ना कि मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था कि चाइल्ड इज फादर ऑफ द मैन, तो वो चीज आप लोगों में दिखता है कि आपसे भी बहुत कुछ हमें सीखनी है। ऐसा नहीं कि हमने ही सब कुछ कहा आपने सीखा, आपसे बहुत कुछ सीखनी है। और परिस्थितियां चाहे जैसी भी हो, एक बार आप लोगों ने ठान लिया, एक बार बच्चों ने ठान लिया, तो चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए उसको हम करके दिखाएंगे। ये हौसला आप सब में दिखा। और बस मैं ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगी, एक लाइन केवल यही बोलूंगी कि किसी ने पक्षियों से कहा कि तुम जिस डाल पर बैठे हो वो डाल बहुत कमजोर है। किसी ने पक्षियों से कहा कि तुम जिस डाली पर बैठे हो वो डाली बहुत कमजोर है। तो बच्चों जानते हो पक्षियों ने क्या कहा? पक्षियों ने कहा कि मुझे डाल से ज्यादा अपने पंखों पर भरोसा है। और यही भरोसा आपके अपने जज्बात पर, अपनी एक्टिविटी पर, और इस तरह के जूम प्लेटफॉर्म हो, और अभी जिस तरह से कि हम आमने सामने नहीं आ सकते, विद्यालय बंद है, प्राय चीजें बंद है, जहाँ की काफी दिन हो गया आप लोगों को देखे हुए मिले हो, और वहां पर आप लोगों ने साबित कर दिया कि डाल कमजोर हो तो क्या होती है, हमें अपने पंखों पर भरोसा है। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत आशीर्वाद, और आगे आप लोग बहुत आगे जीवन में आगे बढ़िए, ईश्वर करे, हमारी यही कामना है। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much, Pushpa Madam, for your nice feedback. And in fact, at the end of your feedback, there was a very good shairi. But this shairi does have a meaning for our children today, the participants.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pushpa Madam. So my feedback is very brief, but very precise at the same time. Binati Madam, I'm really very happy to see the children today on the screen, because we have been teaching them only on online platform. And it is rarely possible to see the children on the screen, because most of the time children, they have put off their video, and whenever they are being asked, they go to unmute and they answer the questions. Even though also the teachers are there, they go to on their video sometimes, but children, they are not going to on their video until they are asked for. So in this condition, it is rarely possible to see the posture and gesture of our children, whether they take interest in the teaching or not. Learning teaching process in the classroom atmosphere on online mode is really productive or not. That is not clearly actually sometimes not understandable by the teachers, what I feel.
Yes, because sir. The answer was very good.
So actually at the receiver's end, sometimes you go on asking question. Suppose Arghya is there, I'll ask Arghya, please, what is the answer? Arghya is silent. Even 5 times, 6 times I called her, there was no response. But today I'm very happy to see everybody is looking very smart, well prepared, and they have informations, statistical information. They have gone through some books. They have taken the help of Google Uncle, and information they have got. And finally, I would like to tell one thing, children. Your pronunciation, the way you are pronouncing the word, it was very fantastic, but it was not same in the case of all the participants because it varied from one child to another child. They pronounce the word in a different way. And second point is very important. Instruction was there that everybody has to stand and speak. Manata madam, I think 2 or 3 participants, they were sitting and they were
Yes, sir.
delivering the speech.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last one was yes. First one was
so-
standing, and third one yes. 3 students, I think. 3 students were sitting and others were standing.
Right. So Arghya, Alap and Chinmayasri, if you are there, can you please give your opinion, your answer, whether you are sitting and delivering the speech? Because I marked it. That is my feedback. Or you are standing. Arghya,
Sir,
Alap.
Sir,
tell,
actually, I
please.
was sitting because I don't have a tripod stand, so couldn't place my phone.
Okay.
Acha, okay. Anyway, okay, no problem.
This
this
is online, so how they are comfortable, they will do.
Right. This is not a big issue, children. But
Yes,
my
yes.
sincere advice is that when the next platform is going to come in second phase, because we will be doing this in periodical basis. This year we did in such a way, 5-6 participants were there. Next year we'll go to invite the students of other schools also. We are planning to make it in a very grand way. At that time, you should be very careful that whatever instructions given to you, please follow it. At that time, you must have a tripod. Otherwise, you keep a mobile phone by the window side in a height, and you start in existence and go on speaking. Okay. And finally, I'm very happy to see the body language and presentation, madam. If I'm not wrong, the last participant, what she did, Tamanna Naik, and she was having a formal dress code. Tamanna, I think you belong to what school? Tell me. Not from DAV, in fact. Tamanna.
Yes, sir. Sir, I was from St. Xavier's Naya Bazaar.
St. Xavier's Naya Bazaar. Very good. Very nicely you delivered. The pitch of voice, intonation, stress pattern on each syllable, and presentation skill.
Yes, sir. Last one was Tamanna, no?
Yes. Tamanna.
Yes. Very good. Her delivery was very good, and her modulation, body language, very good.
Yes. And Arghya also did very well.
Yes,
Arghya, you also did very well. If I go to compare the participants in such a way, I cannot go to give a rating of 100 to everyone, but everybody has done well, because 5 fingers are not same. So what Tamanna did, that has to be done by other children in the same way. It is not possible. But Arghya, Alap, Chinmayasri, Shreya, Dasna, Satpathy, everyone has put their effort in a very splendid way. Bibita Swain sir, kindly give your feedback. What you observed today?
For today.
कॉलेज रे आमे जेतेबेले पार्टिसिपेट करथलु जेतेबेले नोटिस दिया जाए खोलिला समय रे 1000 पिलारु 4-5 जण आसी मात्र पार्टिसिपेट करिथांती ठीक अछि तो वर्तमान एभली समय रे जाहा हमर 5 जण पिला भाग नै जंती आमे निर्दिष्ट 11 12 रु बहुत धन्यवाद कारण ए 5 जण 5000 संगे रे समान तो जेमिति कहिले एवं घटनाटा को फैक्ट को जेमिति हबे बुझाइले तो वर्तमान फैक्ट को जीवी समस्ते भल कहले आरोग्य ठारू आरंभ करी आलाप तमन्ना एंड चिन्मयी श्रेया समस्ते भल कहले तो रस्किन बॉन्ड कहिथिले जे अभ्यास कले जने लेखि परिबो कि आउ जने महापुरुष कहिथिले पढ़ने से दिमाग को खुराक मिलता है जेमिति गोटे गछ पई सार आवश्यक सेमिति हमर दिमाग पई पढ़िबा आवश्यक तो आमे पढ़िले कोन हुए ना जो आमर कल्पना शक्ति बहु मात्रा बढ़े जिते कल्पना शक्ति बढ़िबो सेते कौन हम आम भितर एक सृजनशील भाव सृष्टि हम एवं आमे जते 10 पेज पढ़िले कि 10 प्रकार बही पढ़िले आमे विभिन्न चरित्र सहित आमे सेठी मुहामुही होउचे विभिन्न चरित्र विभिन्न कथा जते कहउचंती आमे सेही चरित्र भितर के आमे तले पसी जाउचे आम भितर सेही भाव सृष्टि होउची तो सेही समय कौन हुए ना आमको अलग टाइम रे तो आमे न पढ़ु थाउ जेतेबेले अनवसर समय आमे बुलु थाउ भ्रमण करू थाउ किंतु सेही चरित्र माने आम भितर भितर केतेबेले केमती कथावार्ता हुअंती एवं सेही कथावार्ता को से माने बाध्य करंती आमु के लिखि दियो कागज रे लिखि दियो आमु के लिखि दियो ताहले पढ़िबाटा एठी कोन होउची ना परफेक्ट करउची एवं तम भितर आंदोलित होउथिबा भावावेग को जेतेबेले आमे लिखि दउचे ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ କଣ ହଉଛେ ଏକ୍ସାକ୍ଟ ମ୍ୟାନ ହଉଛେ ପିଲାମାନେ ତମମାନଙ୍କ ମନରେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଉଠୁଥିବ ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆମେ ପଢିବା ଏବଂ ଲେଖିବା ତାମାନେ ଆମେ ସବୁ କବି ହେଇଯିବା ଲେଖକ ହେଇଯିବା ବାସ୍ତବିକ ରସ୍କିନ୍ ବଣ୍ଡ ବି କହିଛନ୍ତି ଅଭ୍ୟାସ କଲେ ଜଣେ ଲେଖକ ହେଇପାରିବ ଏବଂ ଏଇ ଅଭ୍ୟାସକୁ ତମେ ଯଦି ପଢିବା ଲେଖିବା ବି ଜାରି ରଖିବ ଏବଂ ତମ ଭିତରେ ଯଦି କିଛି ସୃଜନଶୀଳ ମନୋଭାବ ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହଉଛି ଏବଂ କିଛି ନୂଆର ଧାରା ଆସୁଛି ନୂଆ କିଛି ନାହିଁ ସବୁ ପୁରୁଣାର ନୂଆ ଶୈଳୀ ଏ ସୃଷ୍ଟିରେ ସବୁ ହିଁ ସରିଯାଇଛି ତ ଯଦି ଆସୁଛି ଆମେ ଲେଖିବା ଦେନ୍ we will be a good reader and we will be a good writer. Thanks to everybody for this great and grand session.
Thank you, Vibhuti sir, for your encouraging, inspiring, and in fact, a productive feedback, citing the
sir.
examples from Ruskin Bunch. Lastly, Smita madam, can you come forward and give your feedback, please?
So already our expert has said many things. So I really appreciate the student, those who are taken the initiative to take part. Maybe they can think that very less participants are there, but you can get a positive spirit. At least you are taken the initiative, become a challenger. So you can challenge yourself. So thank you so much. I can give more feedback on this because all our language experts are there. So they already shown you the path of the literally. So thank you so much,
Thank you, Smita madam.
everyone.
And finally, on behalf of Literary Club of our school, I must extend my sincere thanks to Sarveswar sir because he has given the link. Yesterday, he was with us in the newspaper reading competition, and today again he is with us in this competition of speech delivery. Sarveswar sir, thank you so much. You have been extremely
Thank you. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you all. Thanks to all because it is a success for ourselves. It is for
Yes.
only our school. This is the LRDAV. We all are LRDAVian and we are proud to that. All the students are very nicely they are telling. The last
Yes.
student, I am very much happy. The Tamanna very nicely she has delivered her speech. Very good. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Sarveswar sir. So I should not take much time. Wish you all a very good night. Sarveswar sir, kindly close the session. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you.